State leaders are talking about ways to avoid conflict between people and wildlife, especially wolves in our rural communities. Yesterday, the State Assembly Committee on Water, Parks, and Wildlife heard from ranchers, wildlife experts, and wildlife advocates. They also heard from law enforcement about the threat wolves pose to public safety. District 1 Assemblywoman Heather Hadwick and District 3 Assemblyman James Gallagher both called for giving ranchers and local law enforcement more tools, including the ability to kill wolves when needed.
We're going to have a kid or a person killed if we don't have greater tools from a public safety standpoint to keep these wolves from coming into communities.
I just want to reiterate that sense of urgency because for winter, our cows are moved. They're coming back early March, and that's when our kills started last year, and we've had this crisis.
While millions of Californians don't even understand this as an important issue, this is a full-blown crisis in many of our rural communities.
Now, wildlife advocates urge non-lethal intervention and developing ways to coexist with wolves. The Department of Fish and Wildlife said they've not had enough staffing or resources. They want more money spent on satellite collars and technology to track wolves and local liaisons to communicate better with ranchers. Because wolves are a protected species, sheriffs can only kill them when there's an imminent threat to human life. Assemblymember Heather Hadwick posted an additional response to the committee's discussion. Take a listen.
In District 1, we have made a choice to live with predators. We choose these rural landscapes knowing that mountain lions and bears were here long before us, and now wolves after living without them for almost 100 years. And that coexistence is part of the responsibility of calling these places home. But coexistence does not mean helplessness, and conservation does not mean sacrificing our families, our livelihoods, or our safety. We're not asking to eradicate predators. We're asking for the ability to manage them responsibly. When individual animals become habituated to killing livestock or losing their natural fear of people, they stop being symbols of wilderness and become real, present dangers. Removing problem animals, the habituated predators, is not a failure of conservation. It's often the very thing that allows coexistence to continue. The fear my constituents feel is not hypothetical or exaggerated. It is lived.
Hadwick called for policies to give communities the tools to respond to wolf attacks before they happen. She said true coexistence requires balance, humility, and the courage to act.